everyone. Today we're here with Brian Pogue, originally from Indiana. We're going to be interviewing him, and he's going to touch base with us on the logistics and the business side of the music industry. Brian's 42 years old. He's been playing music since he was in the 6th grade. This is a great opportunity to meet with him today and hear what he has to say on these subjects. Brian?
Thanks for having me.
I want to go over how you got interested in the music industry.
Sure, that's a pretty interesting story. My family was kind of a musical family, so it was always kind of around. Then one time I was listening to a record player my grandmother had, and I had the Hollies playing on there. Long, cool woman in a black dress, and I just thought, man, listen to that guitar, that's pretty badass. So I decided at that point, I'm going to give music a try and see how it turns out. And from then on, I just started learning what I could when I could.
You know, I can feel you on that. I've been playing since about that age too, off and on. Not so much back then. I just thought it was cool holding a guitar. You know,
Right.
It was fun to get your buddies around. We couldn't play a lick, but you know,
Good times.
Yeah, it was always good times, man. That's what it's about.
That's
I mean,
right.
if you ain't having fun, then you know you ain't playing music.
That's it. That's it.
You mentioned to me that playing in a band and playing in a business. You explain that and what those two things mean to you.
Yeah, that's kind of a double-edged sword that musicians often don't think about nowadays, especially when they're trying to get their own music out there, is that there's such a division in the music business right now between how creative can I be and still be a professional businessman. So for me, we just kind of took it from an aspect of let's play what we want and then decide how we're going to market it. What's it going to be? Is it going to be a progressive sound? Is it going to be country, bluegrass, you know? And then we have to determine what that market is and then go about finding ways to present that to that market.
Reaching your listeners, that's a big job right there. You got to reach the people that want to hear your music. That's for sure, man.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest part right there.
Yeah, that's right, man.
When you don't have multi-million-dollar budgets like the big record companies do, you have to find creative ways of getting heard.
Yeah, I guess that's a lot of it is your money. You know, you just can't jump into doing what you want if you ain't got the backing to do it. You can't go out there and buy a whole stage full of equipment, you know, brand new stuff. You know, I know that throughout my years of playing, I've used subpar equipment a lot just to get by, you know, just getting what I get.
Do what you got to do.
And that's right. Until you get to the point where, you know, hey, we're making money now. Now is it fun anymore? Yeah, it's fun, but we also gotta, you know, think of it like a business. It's making us money. I mean, if you got to file taxes, if you got income, you're filing taxes on it. You know, it's a business for you.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's a lot of fun. There's a lot of pleasure in it, especially when I first started learning, you know, songs I hear on the radio, my favorite CDs and favorite bands, you know, and you just start learning these licks. And it's all good and great while you're learning your instrument and developing your style and finding what you like. But the real challenge comes in creating your own music now. You know, do you have this riff in your head? Do you have this capability of writing a complete song from beginning to end with hooks? And there's a lot of ideas out there that flow through your head that you may or may not use, but to be able to write something that somebody else really digs and wants to pay money for, now that's the secret right there.
Yeah, that's it. Like you said it, the hook, the chorus, you know, that's what people they first learn when they hear a song. You know what I mean? That's what sticks in their head. It ain't, you know, you touch them with just a few words. You know, and you got to be able to produce that type of music to get that out to your listeners. I mean, you know, you got to be able to grab them in and hold them there.
Yeah.
You know, number one records, you know, they're not as easy to come by these days as what they used to. You know what I mean? Like Johnny Cash, man, that dude could write. He had, you know, number ones, man. It was You know, getting up there on them charts, that's a big deal.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of it depends on the focus of what's going on in the music. You know, if you're out just to have a good time and play bars, you know, that's all well and fine, just as long as you have a well-established goal in mind and everybody's on the same page. Hey, this is what we're going to do. This is where we're heading for. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know quite a few people that just want to be a bar band, you know, a local scene. They don't want to, you know, travel the United States or go to Europe and, you know, record with, you know, at Abbey Road, nothing like that. I mean, they don't even have that in mind, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
They're happy with, you know, $600, $700, $800, you know, on the weekend and between them all, and everybody had a good time. You know, that's,
yeah,
like you said, having a goal in mind is the goal is what you set it. If you know, you set your bar, how high you take it. That's, I mean, that's up to you and your band.
That's right.
You know, motivation is I want to speak about that for a second. That can be a big problem. If everyone ain't motivated and they ain't, you know, just into it or feeling it, then that drags the whole band down. You know, you don't go nowhere with that. It can be very frustrating.
Yeah, it's like a family. You have to treat it like a family. Everybody's a brother or a sister, and you want to see everybody do well and progress together. And when somebody's having a bad day or things just aren't going right, you all feel it, you know. So it's usually a good time just take a break, go out, grab something to eat, or, you know, do something else besides music as a band, and then just enjoy life, you know, bond together as a group. And then the creative juices will start flowing again, and then you'll be like, hey, I'm ready to jam, and then get back together and look out.
Yeah, here it comes.
Here it comes. That's right.
Yeah. You mentioned to me you shot some videos at Full Sail. I'm kind of interested in that.
Yeah, I spent some time in Orlando, Florida with a band. We were like a convention band, and what that means is we just performed cover music for corporations and businesses around the country that would conglomerate in Orlando at a convention center and just have basically a business meeting with entertainment. So what we would do is we would find ways to put together a promo pack, such as a demo of music, a video that we could present to those people that are booking these bands, whether it be a talent agency or the head of the corporation itself. So we spent some time in Full Sail Studios, a couple of times doing video shoots on their full production stage that they have with lights, cameras, and action. And it was pretty cool. Basically, you just get up there, you jam. They have like 3 or 4 different camera angles, and the students would participate in the production of the video. They would do all the editing, the sound editing, the mixing. Everything was done by all the students, which was mutually beneficial for everybody. We got a good deal on that. So.
Yeah, I currently go into Full Sail. I'm enjoying it. I'm in my 2nd week. We're studying digital literacy, personal branding, stuff like that. It's quite interesting. I just can't wait to get my hands on, you know, get some hands-on experience.
Oh, yeah.
Which I mean, I know quite a bit about, you know, music production. The reason I'm going is, I guess, more marketing side. You know, maybe learn about the logistics and the business side of it. You know, it's just there's a lot to learn that's not, you know, I mean, it's not in my face. That's, you know I need to study if I want to be successful.
It's a continuous learning program. It really is, because the way that the digital media is transforming, you know, you go from tapes to CDs to now it's all digital, you know, so
you can download a song to your phone and send it to 800 of your friends, you know. I mean, it's back from, you know, vinyl, you know, 8-track.
Oh,
yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. But to put together a video at Full Sail, you know, there's a lot of logistics involved, contacting the musicians involved and the players, and coordinating schedules and the school schedule, and you may have only a 2-hour window that the school can accommodate you. So you have to be able to get the right people together to complete the video within that time frame. So it's quite a challenge.
So Brian, tell me how you came to start writing music. What got you interested in actually writing and composing?
started having some ideas in my head musically, and I just started playing around with ideas. And when I joined the Air Force shortly after high school, I met up with another guy with similar interests, and we started writing music together. He had lyrics and could sing and play some bass, and I had all these ideas on the guitar, so we just started writing songs, went to a studio, and we recorded a nice little album. And it was at that point that I realized that, yeah, this is definitely something that I would like to pursue. And so it was all, started from fun and games, and it was just kids having fun, growing up, which later led me into a couple other bands that this happened to be in Alaska at the time, me and my buddy, where we recorded the music. And then once I got out of the Air Force, we kind of went our separate ways, and I ended up moving to Florida, met up with some other people, and they had a group already going, doing music for conventions and parties and playing in bars. And so I joined that band as a guitar player, and they were wanting to write originals for a contest coming up. And I happened to fit the bill because I could be creative, and we wrote 3 songs in just a matter of a couple of days.
Wow.
And we put out a quick demo, and the next thing I know, we decided that we wanted to write a full album of original music. And so we had the band split into 2 different projects. We had a convention band that did corporate parties, and then we also had the original band, which was just your standard 5-piece original band. And we started writing our own music. We had our own studio. We recorded everything in-house. And what we did was we pretty much ate, slept, and breathed in the studio.
Yeah. It felt like the Beatles there for a while.
And then there came a point where once we've created this album of ideas and songs and music, we now have to turn around and figure out how are we going to market this thing, how are we going to get this heard. And we could take 2 options. We could get a management company to handle all of the business side of it, which sounds really lucrative, or we could do everything ourselves, which, being a low budget, band, you choose the cheaper route. So we decided to do everything ourselves, and I was vice president of marketing. We all had titles. We had a management company set up. We got our tax ID, and we set up a publishing company, and we did it to the nines. There was a lot of research involved, and it still cost quite a bit of money, but there was a lot of work involved that people really need to be aware of before they start tackling projects like that on their own. You really have to do your research, know your goals, know what you want to do, and try to find your path and make it happen.
Yeah, that's a fact. If you ain't got your goals set and your priorities straight, and it even made me smile. You said everybody had a title. You guys started your own media company pretty much. Just for the simple fact to produce and market your own music. That's it shows you really put some time into it. Yeah,
it was kind of interesting because I went from being a guitar player in the band to now I also have to make the website, make the stickers and flyers, come up with billboards, ads, you name it. We took out a full-page ad in Billboard magazine in black and white and introduced ourselves to all of the A&R reps and producers and all the people that read Billboard magazine. And so we took great leaps in trying to get ourselves as much exposure as we could. And I have to say that, for doing it ourselves, we were quite successful. We had quite a fan base. I think we had about a 5,000 member fan base at our highest peak. We had a video that was made. It was independently produced by another company that happened to make it all the way to being signed to Ravensbourne Records in the United Kingdom, and that video was actually played on MTV UK, which was actually pretty cool.
Wow.
So doing everything ourselves was quite lucrative, but it was a lot of work, and there's a lot of processes involved that you have to do your homework on.
So when your video aired over in the UK, was you guys stoked? Did it bring you a level of enjoyment that was well worth it?
Well, at the time, I have to say that it was kind of exciting. It was really good news, and it's what every musician wants to hear. But not every story has a happy ending. Ours ended because it just so happens the leader of the band was also the financer of the band, was also the ego of the band. So what it came down to was we had this great product, great marketing, great music, great players, great people, and none of us smoked, by the way, which was a first. and we had all these things lined up in a row, and it spelled nothing but great success. We opened up for major acts like Hootie and the Blowfish and Cheap Trick, and things were just like, wow, going great, you know. Out of the blue, when we get ready to produce or distribute our album, under the credits, everything is copyrighted and in the singer's company brand name, which is basically him. One guy taking credit for everything. You know, my name wasn't on the album as part music writer or arranger or any of that stuff. So one guy decided, hey, I'm running the show. It's my dog and pony show, and this is how it's going to work. And I just decided at that point, I says, well, if he's going to take ownership of my music, that's my kids, that's my baby, that's my love, my passion. I don't want to be involved with somebody that's going to be like that. You know, it's a group effort. We all get to the point where we are, and if one guy thinks he's better than the rest, then that's going to ruin it for everybody. And that's unfortunately what happened to that group.
Coming up with your own stuff individually and as a group, I look at it two different ways. I kind of see where I almost nowadays I want to copyright my recordings. You know what I mean? My compositions, if you will, my guitar licks. You know, I almost feel like I should waste the $65 to send to the copyright office on everything that I compose, whether I'm in a band or not. I mean, that just goes to show that everything you did was for nothing. You know, like you said, somebody else's credit. That's not. I don't understand how somebody can do that. You know, that's.
I think he was having visions of dollar signs. I think that's what motivated him more than anything else.
Yeah.
He was more of a businessman than he was a musician anyway, and that really hurt us as a band. He should have taken a business side of it and become a manager, hired somebody or brought in a singer, and then just let the band do the control of the creative side. And,
right.
But it didn't work out that way. And it's interesting you meant about the copyright thing, because my first project, which was me and my buddy from the Air Force, when we recorded and wrote all this music, he had some songs that he brought to the table that he had, written and previously recorded, and we re-recorded those, right? And the same with me. I also had written and sang my own songs too. But what we did was, when we went to the copyright, when it came time to copyright the music, we just took all of the music that we had written, whether it be together or by ourselves, put them on one album, and we copyrighted everything 50 to 50, right down the middle, regardless.
Yep.
So to me, that's how it should be.
They say it's best to, before you do anything, whether however you're going to copyright your music, get everybody to sign their name on it, and what you got to do, and get all your ducks in a row, all your songs on your album, and send it in as one, and then everybody's square. You
got to give credit where credit's due.
That's right. So Brian, as far as branding goes, how did you come up with your band names, and stuff like that? How did that all come about?
My first project was called The Rubber Band, and it was just kind of like a play on words that the singer came up with, and he always wore a rubber band around his wrist, so it was just kind of an interesting little name. The second band, it was already named when I joined. It was called The Chosen Few, and the singer named it The Chosen Few because he wanted to get together a bunch of people that had no egos, and they were just a few amount of people that were just specially chosen. And when I joined that band and we started working on our originals and developing a brand of an original band, then we decided, actually I suggested we change our name and have two separate entities, and change the name came to us, US, us. And it kind of was a play on guys in the band like Yes and and it's just us. You know, that's the only way I could describe it. It's us. So we just called it Us, which was kind of simple, and it was U.S. and it was just kind of an interesting name. It just seemed to fit at the time.
Brian, you touched base on self-management. I see you lean towards that a little bit more. Is there something that's you see not fit with outside management, or is it just you guys were on lower budget and was you forced into that?
I think a lot of it came down to, since the singer was kind of like the financier, which was kind of a double standard because we were playing the convention gigs to help finance the project as well. So he kind of took a lot of control and a lot of say of where we were going and what we were going to do. And the decision to go to a self-managing corporation rather than having somebody else do it had a lot to do with control. You know, we wanted to have control of our own fate, which, you know, it has its pluses and its minuses. You know, you have to start from scratch. You have to make the contacts in the industry. You have to know who these talent agencies are. You have to know the producers, and we started developing some pretty interesting contacts, and we knew some people in the industry, but it takes a lot of phone calls and a lot of legwork to pull it off. Whereas a management company, on the other hand, that frees up the musician to be more creative, but you're going to lose control. You know, a part of, if you're worried about money and the business side of it, you're going to lose a lot of that control because now you got another business partner there helping you be successful. You know, you got to treat them right as long as they're treating you right. You know, it's got to be a two-way street. So it's plus and minus both ways. You just got to be prepared on which way you want to go.
Okay, I'm sure a lot of our listeners out there, you know, a lot will be aspiring musicians. They may be in a band, they may not. Is there any important things that you would like for them musicians to know?
Yeah, just you know, stay true to your instrument and your heart and what you believe in, and write what you feel. You know, play what you feel. And if something doesn't feel right or look right, you know, it probably isn't right. So don't hesitate to question. You know, if somebody's showing up late to practice all the time and it's holding the band back, you know, you gotta confront the person and say, hey, look, this is our goal. This is where we're wanting to go. Do you not want to be there with us? Do you want to not be a part of the program? So you got to kind of take control of your own destiny. You know, take charge. Don't let somebody else decide for you what your music career is going to be. You know, you got to be the one to take control of it and decide where you're going to go and how successful you want to be at it. And good luck.
Yeah, that's great, man. There's a lot of people out there that, you know, that just think music is you're going to be famous. You know, you're going to get together with your band. You're going to play a couple shows. People's going to see you, and then you're off. You know, there's a lot to it, a lot more to it than what, you know, the actual perception is.
Yeah, that's true.
Brian, it's been great having you here today. I look forward to having another interview with you. You know, whenever you feel the need, or you come up with a topic, maybe even I'll come up with a topic. Maybe we can get back together. I hope everyone enjoys this.
I appreciate it, Joe. Thanks for having me. Had a great time.
all the time.